Great Girlfriends, get ready for the 2018 Doers and Disruptors Conference in New York City. This year's conference is dedicated to igniting great girlfriends, putting your ideas into motion, and moving the needle to get the results that you desire out of life. Join us June 21st and 22nd in New York City for a 2-day event with brilliant doers and disruptors across various industries who started with an idea and blossomed to become change agents, global influencers, and enterprise leaders. At the conference, you'll gather for workshops, panels, connect groups, dance breaks, light bites, and more while getting tips and resources to fulfill your passion in your personal life, your career, your business, motherhood, relationships, and more. Don't miss this opportunity to join forces with women who are on the same mission as you and experience the excitement and impact that only Brandis and I can bring to life. Get your tickets now at thegreatgirlfriendsconference.com. We'll see you there. Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. We're your hosts. I'm Sybil Amuti.
And I'm Brandis Daniel.
And before we jump into this week's episode of the podcast, make sure you sign up for our newsletter at
thegreatgirlfriends.com.
And don't forget to leave us an amazing iTunes review.
Yes, that is the payment for listening to this podcast.
I love it. 5 stars all the way. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Great girlfriends, we are back with another episode, and I'm so excited. We've been in here knocking it out today.
I'm proud of us, Sid.
Give yourself a good pat on
I'm
the back.
giving myself a full pat on the back. I'm so excited. And Great Girlfriends, we have one of your favorite great girlfriends in the house today. That's also going to be at the Great Girlfriends Conference.
Yes.
Woo!
Hey girl, hey. Hiya kilts, as I say on my Instagram. Hiya kilts.
Miss Kela Walker is
Yay,
here.
Kela Walker.
Okay, ladies, I need
to
to dish on the weekends. How was y'all's weekend?
My weekend was awesome. It was full of like a bunch of nothing, which I love.
Ooh.
Like I love being on the no plan.
Yeah.
Being able to do whatever my heart desires.
Yes.
So that was really great. And then I got to celebrate a new season of Queen Sugar.
Yeah.
Which was really awesome.
Sunday.
Yeah, and I got to hook up on Kofi. I don't know his last name, but it don't matter.
I saw y'all on
Girl,
Instagram.
Girl.
I saw that Janelle posted something. She said he's just as smooth as he is on Queen Sugar.
I don't ever lose my cool in those situations. You know, I do a lot of red carpets and events, but that I was like, it just all went out the window. I was fangirling so hard.
Yes.
You saw all my teeth. I was like, oh my god, it's the way and the flash. I was like,
How was your hug? Did you go under? Did you go over? What was your hug like?
I went all the way. I went over, around. I went around the neck, the waist. Like, yo, I was getting it any way I could. Sorry.
I love it.
Any way I could.
I love it. What did he smell like?
I just was he was
You
just
couldn't even
everything.
smell,
I don't.
could you?
It wasn't. It was just just the pure essence of him being next to me, and he's so cool. Like, and
So
he's
sweet,
so
right?
sweet. Like he gets it. He knows that he looks good, smells good. Like he knows he's it, and he just plays into it. So
Yes.
he's like giving different poses. He might kiss you on the cheek. He like gives you
he's
everything
in
you
it.
need in that moment.
Yes.
You be like, yes, give it to me in the gram.
Yes.
Let me have it all.
Set me in the gram.
Give it to me in the gram. Give it to me for the gram. Give it to me.
I love it. You know, that's early Shamar Moore. They say Shamar used to be that way in his
Yes.
early years. He was very much the guy who
You can
knew
see that
and he
though.
just
He's
gave
very
it to you.
charismatic.
Yes.
But you can also feel this humbleness, if you will, about
He was
Kofi.
raised well, Kofi.
He was, absolutely. You know, I think his mother's his manager.
Yes.
She works very closely with him
his
and all that he does.
brother. Did he have a brother? Is his
He
brother
does. He has
entertainer?
a couple of brothers.
2 brothers,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, his brother does. I think his brother's an artist. Don't quote me on his career.
Right, no.
But yeah,
I got it.
mama's doing her thing,
Right.
and daddy. But shout out
Right.
mama, cause
I love it.
Good hug, good
That
hug.
was my weekend. Kofi was the highlight of my weekend. Sorry,
Was anyone else there?
Yes, there were other people. I mean, the entire cast of Queen Sugar was there. Which
we
Ava
had Dawn
DuVernay was
on.
there, which was
Oh.
awesome. And Dawn was there, who I actually love her character on that show.
Yeah.
I probably identify most with her character than all of them. And I geeked out over them as well. Like, oh my God, can I take a picture, ladies? But like Kofi was just like, oh my God. Girl, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Well, we already got started.
We had Dawn was what I had to go back and look, guys, but Dawn was on
probably like episodes in the 120s, somewhere back in there.
Yes.
And she did a great interview talking about the show and her character and all that.
She's
so
awesome.
So
I love
shout
her
out
character.
to Own and the Queen Sugar crew.
Yes,
Come
absolutely.
on.
I love it.
How was
That's
your weekend?
fancy.
I had a kitty weekend.
Oh yes.
It wasn't very fabulous. It was fabulous in the kitty
That's
lane
okay.
and toddler lanes.
They were feeling themselves though. You were the chaperone
Girl,
for
I was
Fabulous.
I was a chaperone for Sky's fabulous weekend.
Yes,
That's exactly what I was.
She was in them streets.
She was in the streets
I love
all
it.
weekend. Saturday we did a full toddler day in Long Island City at some super duper cute. It's like toddler fantasy land,
Oh,
wow.
honestly.
So special.
And so we went and hung out with her great girlfriend Nora.
I love
and
it.
then yesterday we went to hang out with two more of my friends' kids in the city and did like the whole street festival thing, and then we did the playground. So yeah, we had a good time.
I
Stayed
love
out late
it.
last night.
That's so cute. So
Great girlfriends
cute.
at every age. I love it.
know.
Yeah.
It start early.
They
It
do.
starts.
It
You gotta
does.
train them up in friendship and love and connection.
Hi,
Yes.
that part.
All of it. That's
But
the only way.
y'all know I don't do play dates though.
You don't.
Mm-mm.
Why?
I don't like play dates.
Hold her to it. We had that moment of
Like
silence
what?
right there.
How
Hold her to
how
that.
does that work?
Ask her that when. No, you know what?
I don't even know
Yeah,
how that
Brandis,
works.
how does that work?
Will you drop her off on a play date, or you won't? You won't
She
be the.
doesn't do new kid play dates.
All right,
Like-
you like that good Southern black mama. Like, who is she? And where's her parents live? Where they come from? What school they went to? No, you can't go over there. No, and no, you can't spend the night. Absolutely,
ask
positively
me if
not.
they can
And
spend
don't
the night.
ask me
No,
if they
they
could come
can't.
over. And don't try and pop it up on me in front of them, because then I'm gonna give you that look like you are that parent.
She's her.
Oh,
She's her.
I definitely am.
okay,
She's her.
Fully.
She's her.
And I own it.
okay, but you
She's
know
her
what?
now. Her child is 2. Okay, that's all I got to say.
All right, it's gonna
This is
change.
this
It's
is
gonna
the
change.
serial play dater over here.
They all come to my house. I insist. Yes, your baby kid. Yeah, come on over here.
Absolutely.
Come
We got
on,
we got the
'cause
bookends here.
Right, because I
No,
get a chance
yes.
to watch your kid, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. I want to see how
okay.
your kid
no,
works
yeah,
out
come
there.
on
in
over.
society.
I'm going to go back to Sam and Dilly's school, and I'm gonna take a video of Sybil in action for the Great Girlfriends. It is total Stepford action.
Is it really?
There may or may not be a suburban Sybil.
Is it like?
Hi,
is it
Lori. Hi, how are you? Oh, play date. Oh, play date. Jimmy, come over here tomorrow. Sam, go over there Friday. Okay. Sally. Oh my God, Sally.
This sounds like a scene out of like Big Little Lies. Or they.
Oh, that
Oh my
was
god.
me completely.
That
Of course,
is.
play date,
I'm telling you, this girl. I'm just.
Don't forget the cupcakes.
Right.
Okay, I'll be there. Another dozen? No problem. You're that girl? Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, you're the mom that's like, I picked up this from the stove. It fell in the back seat.
I forgot the
Right,
cupcakes.
right.
That's me.
her.
That's you. That's you.
Oh crap! I was supposed to bring cupcakes.
I signed up for that. I don't remember
Oh my
signing up for
God.
that.
That is hilarious.
But I do want to acknowledge my
Nice
children
balance.
are 9 and 6.
Yes.
I've been in this school game for a minute.
For a minute.
Brandis'
She's still
baby
really
is
an
2.
She's an expert.
So let's talk to her when Sky starts kindergarten and she start making friends outside of the Great Girlfriend crew.
Right.
I'm just saying.
She gonna know.
We gonna be playing this back.
early.
We haven't told.
We gonna be
Train
playing
them up
this
in the
back.
way you want
Train
them
them
to
up.
come, right?
I'm
Train
telling you,
them
when
up.
you get school kids, you got to be on the board. You got to be on the board.
Oh, yeah.
It's-
I
you know,
agree.
we got to keep an eye out
She's
for
too
the
bad
babies.
now, yeah.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
enough about that. Enough about that. Because I accidentally had you on the phone that day, and when I go to the school now, I'll be like, Brandon, I gotta go by. I don't want her hearing nothing.
Oh my gosh.
I have to say when I'm at the, because she'll be like, "What? What you talking?"
One good time, and she was good.
That's all she needed. So I don't let her talk. I don't let her hear my school interactions anymore. She can't go.
It's quite entertaining.
I love it.
So we're super excited. I am so excited to have Kela here. Like
It's been a
for
long time coming,
so
right?
many
Yes.
reasons. Like I have watched your journey and so inspired by your journey and by you. And there's like so many questions Sybil and I have for you. And I have to shout this out because Kela was my first television interview.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, NYC TV.
Yeah, she
Channel
did the
25,
first
yep,
one.
very first one. And you were very particular even then. You were like, no, I want to do the interview here, not there. We must, no, it needs to be reflective of the brand, Harlem's fashion row. I want people to understand that just because we are in Harlem, we are not, like, you were very specific. And I was like, okay, all right, sure, let's, okay. I will produce that. Yep. I just need to get you. I would just need to do this feature. We'll make it work.
And
I
you
love
were,
it.
and at the time she was doing production, directing,
Yeah.
hosting, like
One
the
woman
whole thing.
band.
So we're gonna okay. So me and Sybil love to ask this question.
Go ahead. You ask.
And that is, who is Kela Walker?
Who is Kela Walker? That's such an intricate question. Well, first and foremost, I mean, it may sound corny, but like I'm obviously someone's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Most importantly, I'm someone's sister. I'm the oldest of three. And I'm a woman based in New York City just trying to live her best life and follow through and bring things to fruition that I've dreamed about and sort of talked about, but just live that life that makes me happy. I don't know if that explains it.
Yeah.
It's such a complication. Like, who is Kela Walker? It's like, because we're so used to like giving the resume answer, right? Like, oh, I'm a 7-time Emmy-nominated television producer, host, and it's like, but like, who are you?
Yeah.
And I think that also changes day to day,
Right.
month to month, year to year, and who you are. But obviously, first and foremost, I'm always someone's daughter, someone's sister, because I take my siblings and my family very serious. And then an aspiring mother and wife one day.
Come on.
Right?
Yes.
Speak it into
I love it.
existence.
I love it. How have you changed since you where are you from?
Originally from North Carolina.
What part?
Originally North
Oh,
Carolina.
okay.
Yes, girl, Fayetteville. I say
Southern
Fayetteville.
girl.
Right. I always say Southern born, Northern bred. So I was,
I get that
right,
completely.
right. So I was born in North Carolina. I left around 9, and I've been in New York for a really long time. But anytime you say you're from New York, then people want to ask you what hospital you were born in, and you're
Right.
like, oh wait.
They want the
I was like,
receipts on that.
So
never
you've
mind.
been in New York since you were 9?
No,
Oh.
we moved around. Like I've lived in Philly, I've lived in Georgia,
Okay.
went back to North Carolina. But I did high school and college here in New York, so I've been here
Okay.
for a really long time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
High school in New York ought to give
That
some credibility,
gives you
y'all.
a that
New York,
gives you
just
That's
give
what
her
I'm
a break.
saying.
She New York.
I'm like,
She
come
New
on
York.
now.
You got a high school on your.
Hi,
I'm just
thank
saying.
you, thank you. Like, nah, they be like, what hospital? I'd be like, what?
Why do my
Well,
little
about
kids?
that-
This is a super side note. My little kids tell people, "I'm from New York, but I live in New Jersey because they were born in New York." This is what they tell people.
Because they want to be like
It's in their
identify with New
blood.
York. Yeah, it's very much in their
It's in New
blood.
York blood.
My brother's like, oh, I'm from Brooklyn. And I'm like, bruh, you ain't lived in Brooklyn since you was about 3. You were such a suburban kid. Like, they live upstate New York, Poughkeepsie, Marlboro. I'm like, bruh, you don't even know what subways run through Brooklyn. You
Right.
stop claiming Brooklyn. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, New York blood is it's rich
It's
blood.
real. It's real.
Yeah.
They
And you
hard-
know-
they're
What they
hardcore
just
about
say.
it.
Meanwhile, I'm telling Sky, where are you from? Say Memphis.
Say Memphis.
Ooh.
Right.
She's like, in the summers. Memphis.
I love it. So how have you grown, Kela?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've grown in so many different ways, like whether it's professional, personal. I mean, that's such a loaded question. I've grown so much.
Mm-hmm.
Since you first kind of started your journey of being an adult.
Wow. That's a lot of years. I've been an adult a lot of years now. I think it varies, and I've definitely grown in sort of my own happiness. Like, even for me right now, happiness is very important. And I think it's also something that's relative, right? Like, it means something different to everyone. And so I've grown to this space and place where I'm just so focused on my happiness and what makes me happy. And I think oftentimes we don't focus on that, or you have a facade of happiness. And so I've grown to this place where I need to really focus on me so that I can help others in whatever arena that is, whether it's a family or, friends or this space of social media. I've grown to this place of accepting me for who I am and also for who I am not, and being okay with that, and being vulnerable and owning my emotions and knowing when I'm wrong. Like, all of these things, like all of this stuff is like, a growth process. Like,
Yes.
having the ability to step out of myself and be like, hold on, ask a friend, like, am I wrong about this? Like, let me check myself, or let me have someone check me. But all of that is growth, right? So again, it's just so many levels to that growth question.
Yeah.
As an influencer,
Yeah.
because people would define you as an influencer.
I
I would say
know.
you as an all of us are influencers. Whether
I
you're
say this
influencing one or a
all
million.
the time. I say
But people
all
tend to
women
look-
are influencers.
Yeah,
because when you be
absolutely.
like, "Oh, girl, let me tell you about this restaurant I went to last night," and you're like, "Oh, real?" Like,
Yeah.
and your friend wants to go there now. That's
Yeah.
influence, right? Or you talk about anything that you use.
Absolutely, and I think sometimes we pass the crown to someone else when we see them on social media
Right.
influence, and we say, no, they're the influencer. But we each have
We're
our
all.
sphere of influence. But
Absolutely.
you live is it a private public life or a public private life on social?
Oh,
How would you describe
private
it?
public or public private? It's a private public, I guess.
Because people will say, they'll feel like, how social goes. They feel like they know you. I feel like I know your godbaby. You spent the day with.
Absolutely, my
They feel
godson.
like they know you,
Yeah,
and
they
feel,
do.
and so they feel like it's a public life. But
Absolutely.
I know that there's a private side to what we see.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so many times with influencers, people think they have access to the whole person.
Yes.
How have you managed to go private public?
It's funny because people be feeling like they know you, and I still get very particular when people just slide through my DMs, and they be like, "Girl, what's that lipstick?" And I be like, "Hello, hi."
Your name is?
Like, who are you? I don't know you. You don't know me, and I don't know you. You see these pictures, but I don't know you, and I still need you to practice some kind of,
Right.
be cordial, have some etiquette. I call it social etiquette. I still need you to
Yes,
practice
yes.
that.
Yes.
And so I think, and it's so funny because I always tell people, like, don't have private pages, like, because private pages, you're hustling backwards. And they're like, well, I don't want people to
That's
see
so
certain
true.
things. And I'm like, well, don't share what you don't want people to see.
Right.
If you don't want anyone to know it, don't show it.
Sharing.
Right.
Yeah.
At all. And
Right.
so there are things that I don't share, like you don't necessarily know about my love life, I mean, I might joke and say something like single here, but you don't know if I'm lonely or not, or
Mhm.
alone. You don't know how much money I make, like all of those things. What's that saying? I don't talk about my finance and I don't talk about my man, but just know that I'm not lonely and I'm not missing any meals. That part right there. That part. And so
Yeah.
it's but for me it's like I live this life again, living my best life, and so I'm trying to share things that make me happy, and just I'm all about creating moments and making memories. Like that's my pastime.
Mm-hmm.
And so sharing that is easy for me, but I'm selective. Like I don't put my family up there. Like my sister's always on my social media, and my sister's the polar opposite to me. Like I'm up with like, hi, cute, and she's like in the background with her middle finger up, like
You doing this?
right.
You doing
She's
this?
like, cute. Listen, somebody's walking up there like, oh my gosh, it's Sissy, because that's what I was like, oh my gosh, Sissy's here, and she's like, people were walking up like, oh my gosh, Sissy, and she's like, you're not my sister. Like she is like,
love it.
she's not here for it, but that's
Yeah.
my reality, right? And so that's
Yeah.
my truth, and so I share some of that stuff, and
Yeah.
my godson too, because I adore him and he makes me happy, and I don't know, it's just like you pick and choose what you want to show, and you have a level of discernment in that, because. And I also have a very positive audience, if you will. Like, I share
Yeah.
positivity, so no one is coming to me with negativity for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you get what you receive what you get, if you will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what's so powerful about what you share and the way you share it is that we get to grow with you.
Yeah.
So we get to see your evolution. We get to grow with you. We get to experience. And,
Yeah.
and you talk a lot about being booked and busy.
Yes.
And you talk a lot about the fact that you do the work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we get to see, I mean, you up at 6 something, headed to go to the
Right.
gym. She'll have her sunglasses on and her
Yes.
signature lip.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and she's out on the go, and she's about to hit it. And then at 11 something at night, you laying down and getting
Right.
situated.
Right.
But all throughout the day, people are seeing you do the work. What
Right.
do you think is the work for you right now?
The work for me is showing up and being present in whatever I'm doing, whether it's a Slave for Life class in the mornings, being a part of that, or whether it's doing a red carpet. It's showing up and being present. And I always tell people, be mindful of your character, and your reputation will watch after itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so while this social media is great and what you see is great, like there's real work that's going on. And what you don't see is me up at 2:00 in the morning writing post-production notes,
Mm-hmm.
because that's also not the glamorous side. And it's like, I got tears coming out my eyes because I'm tired and I want to go to sleep and I got to get up and do, but like, that's not the parts that you share, but that's still the work that needs to be done. And so even when I'm sharing, I think I'm sharing, it's not even a strategy. It's just me sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sharing is caring, but it's just literally me sharing in the process of like, but also this part of like, yeah, I was out doing whatever last night, but I got to get up and get at it again the next day. Like, let's be clear. This is not as glamorous as it looks. Like, there's still some work that needs to be done. Like, I got to get up at 6 something in the morning so I can get the Slave for Life by 7:30. And then I got to get back home. And, like, there's a process. And so sharing is natural to me, but there's work in all of that.
Well, I
But
got it.
I feel. Am I answering these questions
but
properly? Like I feel like
I feel like you missed something.
what I miss.
I feel like you just missed doing the work you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But let's go back
Okay.
because I think we're missing all of that backstory.
Mhm.
And I like kind of seeing you for a while.
Right.
I see how it's connected. I remember when you first started your blog and
Right.
you didn't have that many followers,
No.
but you were like consistent and
Absolutely.
fussing at me for not being
Right.
consistent.
I'm
So-
still always fussing at you for not being consistent.
So, like, take us back to like, what did you want to do once you graduated from college? What you major in?
English. I knew I wanted to do television at the last minute, if you will. It was like senior year of high school, and I was like, I think I want to do television. But I had already gone through the application process of all my schools, and I accepted my school. And my mom said, do English. Because my school didn't have broadcast or communications or anything. And she's like, if you can read well, write well, speak well, you can do anything. So I went with English. Graduated with a degree in English, minor in rhetoric and literature. But I always did my internships in television, always in media. And just always focused on that part. And I got my foot in the door at a network that gave me the experience, the insight, the skills that I needed to grow and learn. I always encourage people to not look at the name brand outlets, whether it's media or communication, whatever it is. I encourage people to look outside of the box and to follow the path least taken, because that's where I think you'll find more opportunity. That's where you can do more hands-on work and not the, sort of like getting the coffee, if you will, because they need resources, they need manpower, and so you'll be able to do more.
Was that New York one?
That was NYC-TV.
NYC-TV,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's
Yep,
fine.
okay.
It happens all the time. People
Yeah.
always call in there. No, it's okay. And so I got in at a place where, immediately hit the ground running and was able to just thrive in that space because, again, it was, very little staff. And what else? Yeah, and just grew with it. Just doing the work and sort of like, okay, I'm here, but I want to do this. And again, I was in this place where I could pitch things and grow with it. And I say this thing all the time: be mindful of your character and your reputation will watch after itself. Because anything that came after that, whether working with Getty, E News, BT Centric, that's now BT Her, and other outlets, like that was never like going through human resources to apply for those jobs. Those were all word of mouth. Like, and that was all like, oh, I see you on this red carpet. I see you all the time. You're doing the work. We got this position. Would you? And it's like, yeah, of course. Yeah. And so when people see you doing the work because you're genuinely into it and you do it well, if you will, other opportunities come.
Well, let's take a commercial break and jump right back in. Great girlfriends, do you have your ticket to the 2018 Doers and Disruptors Conference? If not, what are you waiting for? Join us in New York for a 2-day event filled with brilliant doers and disruptors across various industries who started with an idea and blossomed to become great change agents. We can't wait to join with you for workshops, panels, connect groups, dance breaks, light bites, and more, while giving you tips and resources to fulfill your passion in your personal lives, careers, businesses, motherhood, and relationships. Log on to thegreatgirlfriendsconference.com and get a ticket for yourself and your greatest girlfriends. We'll see you there.
You said be mindful of your character and your reputation will take care of itself.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we see a lot of people doing is taking care of their reputation and
Yes.
forsaking their character.
Yes.
And then they wonder why they only have a facade and they don't quite have a full brand.
Right.
And I think one of the things that we've seen you grow and build consistently is the character behind the brand, which is why you're able to sustain your reputation.
Yeah.
Can you, for our young great girlfriends who are just trying to thrive socially, can you talk a bit about what it takes to maintain your character?
Well, for me, I am nothing if not my word. So
Honoring that word.
yeah, like, so if I say I'm going to do something, I try and show up and deliver in that. Again, when I'm doing a job, like, that's my signature on that. It's my name that's on the line. And I also want to be called back for that job or for that position with that company. It's kind of like fashion, like you're only as good as your last collection, right? Like, if you screw up at this job, like, we might not call you back. So you always want to do good on a job. And for me on social, I I don't want to ever show anything that I feel like is compromising of me, who I am, my character, my integrity. It's so funny because I always feel away when people have like, and this is no shade to anyone, I always feel away when people have like Jesus lover in their bio. Because I'm like, if you are a Jesus lover, I will know that and see that, and I don't have to read that in your bio. It will show in what you do. I won't see, ass shots. Because Jesus lovers ain't putting ass shots on the gram. I'm just saying. I'm just like, there's a conflict of interest here. It shouldn't be a whole bunch of back shots.
They're going on Instagram right now trying to
right.
figure out.
And I'm just like, and so it's no shade. Like, I too am a lover of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. But I think that shows in your character and who you are, and it doesn't need to be like, Jesus lover, hashtag, like, I just like, actions speak louder than words. Your actions will show me. I don't need to see those words. Let me see the actions behind that. That ain't to say like I'm gonna have a bathing suit shot on my Instagram, right? Don't cover me like, oh, here she is on the beach in this bikini. Yes, because I've been slaying, I've been working, I've been working out. You gonna see these 2 abs I got, okay? You gonna see them because I've been working for these 2 abs.
That's right.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna be like, look back at it and like, what, girl? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, girl.
For what?
For what? And you still only got 2 likes. You for some likes. That still ain't work. Because it's like, so like you looking thirsty. Press like a panini, as Tammy Roman would say. Like, girl, reel it in. Have some dignity about yourself. Sorry.
We got a thirsty generation.
Yes.
We got our many great girlfriends who are seriously thirsty for the reputation.
Right. And it's just like, that's fleeting though. It's so fleeting. It's so fleeting.
We're trying to give them something more sustainable on the character side of things, because I'm going to tell you something. The body part runs dry. The reputation runs dry.
Yeah.
The crew will change. All of that stuff will change. Even the media. You be so Instagram hungry. There's no media, and you can't keep up when you chase your reputation.
Absolutely.
And when you said that, it makes me think about what makes not just your Instagram so interesting, but your life so interesting is the why you share your story. It's purposeful. You're trying to get other women to grow and evolve as you have.
Right. And it's crazy because it boggles my mind that people tell me they're inspired by me and motivate me. And I'm like, what? Because and it sounds so cliche, but I'm really just trying to live my best life. Like, I grew up in a single parent household. I saw my mom turn water into wine, as most all Black women do, and just really compromise and sacrifice for her kids. And so growing up for me, I'm like, listen, if I want to go in the store and buy whatever I want to buy, I don't want to have to worry about if the rent's going to be paid or whatever. Like, I want to be able to live the life I want to live and not worry about where that next dollar is going to come from. Right. And so in doing all the things that I do, I think that's probably in the back of my head, and it's why I was on my job for so many years, because security is real, direct deposit is real, insurance is real. And when I moved around a lot, and when I saw my mom hustle the way she did and move around, and we did different things, I was, without her even telling me, I was just like, it impacted who I am and how I, operate. And so, all of that to say, I forgot my point that I was getting to, but when I share it, I'm really just living my best life, right? And I tell people all the time when it comes to social, like, don't be shy or humble in that space, if you will, because there is a girl somewhere in the Midwest or in the South or wherever that needs to see a girl that looks like you, that looks like her, doing the things that she thought was a figment of her imagination, and she sees you doing it, and it's like, oh shoot, this woman looks just like me, and she's doing what I want to do, and I didn't think anyone else did it, but here she is doing it. Like, I too can do it. Yeah. And it's inspiring and motivating. And I think also the vulnerability behind what I share, because a lot of people want to be perfect and ideal. And I had to, in my growth and who I became, like, I had to let go of idealism and perfectionism. And that's a journey in and of itself at a time, because I'm a Cancer. We're overthinkers. We're sensitive about our and I have to, like, know that, again, like, listen, I'm not perfect. Like, good, bad, and different. This is who I am. And I think in being honest about that and authentic about that, that's also what helps people identify with me. And because it's tiring keeping up a facade. Like, girl, I ain't, whoo, child.
Sybil and I just did a podcast about expectation. And how do you think expectation has play a role in kind of where you're going? Like your expectation for your own life.
My own expectation. Again, I don't know. That's a great question. How has expectation played a role in my own life? I
Like, did you see yourself at the Mets on the red
Multiple
carpet?
times, right?
You
six
know?
times.
Come
Six
on,
times.
6
Yeah.
times.
You know what? It's crazy because I was just thinking about this yesterday and how, like God's word is real, in that there's never been a time or a thing that I've pointed out and be like, I want to do that God hasn't given it to me. And I mean, it goes like, I can think back to college when I, stepped on to the campus at Binghamton University and I saw these orientation advisors on stage and I was like, oh my God, that looks like such a cool job. I want that. A year later, I had that. Right? Like the building that I live in now that I've been in for 10 years, I remember driving down that block and being like, oh my gosh, I'd love to live across the street from the Brooklyn Museum and the Garden. I got that. Like there's never been a time. And so for me, that expectation, I look at sort of the evidence of God and there's never been a time that he has failed me, if you will. I have to, and anytime I have that doubt and like, where am I going, what I'm doing, I have to step back and look at the evidence. What's for me is for me. And, I tell people all the time, like, God's not going to give your blessings to anyone else. That's just not how he works.
Right.
Yeah.
What's for you is for you. And if you didn't get this thing that you wanted, it wasn't for you. Something greater and better is coming down the line. And again, anytime I'm in a place of doubt or expectation or what have you, I just have to step back and look at the evidence.
Yeah.
Look at the evidence.
That's so important. Taking a minute
Yeah.
to stop, step back, and look back. And a lot of people say rehearse the victories,
Yeah.
but it's the evidence.
Yeah.
Like it's the proof, it's the faith.
'Cause sometimes we sitting in the evidence,
We
riding in
sitting in
the
it.
evidence,
No, for
looking
sure.
at the evidence,
Yeah.
and we still got doubt.
Right.
Brandis is guilty of this. Let me
No,
say that. Like,
because you
I'm
put a lot of
guilty
pressure on yourself,
this.
I'm sure, and you have these goals and dreams. I see you two working, so you like, Kayla, I gotta get this thing, and you like your mind is going a mile a minute. But when you just stop and
When
take
you
a second,
just stop and take a second, I'm literally living in like
Yeah.
you were saying, like I'm living in the evidence of what
yeah,
God has done, and so
Yeah.
I love that. That
Yeah.
just like stop and just look.
Yeah.
I see it.
because and
Yeah.
it's just you be like, yo, these is first world problems I'm up here creating.
Come on,
Like,
Crossroad. You're absolutely right.
I'm upset that I can't get something better on my seamless app. When it's like, girl, like really? You upset that it's only
Yes.
Chinese and Indian food on the seamless? Like, meanwhile, you ain't got to cook nothing, right? Like, it's you
So
got
first
you like, this
world.
is a first world problem.
Yes.
I got the money to go out and do whatever. Like, you just have to stop.
Do you ever experience fear? Like when you get ready to start something new?
I experience fear all the time. And it's funny because 2018 is my year of putting faith over fear.
Mm-hmm.
And again, going back to like my childhood and how I was raised, and security was a huge thing for me. Like, as much as I have faith in God, and I'd be like, I'm gonna take the step, but I need to know where the next foot gonna go, God. Like, where we going with this? And I just had to really practice faith more than ever before this year. But I always have fear, and I have to talk myself out of it because it's paralyzing. And there's so much I haven't done because of fear, and I'm like, I just gotta let go of fear because, again, when you look at that evidence and you step out with that faith, you be like, yo, he got me.
Yeah.
Why was I so scared? Just take the step. Faith without works is dead, but you got to have the faith. And so, and even when I step on red carpet, sometimes I get a little nervous and I'm fearful, but I'll stop. I'll say a little prayer, ask God to guide my tongue, have me to be an example of the blessings in which he's bestowed upon me and to be a reflection of him. And I go.
I love it.
I want to talk about this fine body. I want
Hey.
to talk about this bikini body that we're dwelling in.
You want to talk about my two abs?
I want to talk
You
about
wanna
those
talk
two
about them
abs.
two abs.
Because, I personally, Brandis and I, we're on a fitness pilgrimage. Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I like
That's what
that.
we
I
are.
like that.
But you decided,
Yeah.
you made a choice, an active decision,
Conscious decision.
intentional decision to say yes to the fitness realm.
Yes.
And once you got into it, you start pulling everyone else into it.
But that goes back to like just sharing my experience, sharing my journey, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I started it, I started because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And also my clothes couldn't fit. And Now, when your clothes can't fit, it's a whole different ball
Wow.
game.
Yes.
Wow.
You like, listen. And I was just like, listen, I got some nice clothes I'm not giving away. I would like to wear them. Shopping is no longer fun. And so I had to make that decision to like, okay, well, what are you going to do about it? And so once I made that decision, I said, I'm not going to talk about it. Again, actions speak louder than words. I was like, I ain't going to be up on the gram in the sweaty shirts like, oh, I was at the gym today. I was like, nah, I'm going to show you better than I can ever tell you.
Okay.
And I did the work.
Who'd you call first? What was it? Because I sent a desperate text to my great girlfriends first. You got it, Brandis, and I was like, I'm officially like, it's a wrap.
I don't know who I called first. I was definitely talking about it with my friend.
You got to break somewhere.
Yeah.
You got, girl, it's time.
No, for sure. I don't know. It was probably like one of my girlfriends, Sass, Nicole, was talking to my really great friend, Justin. But it was just like, oh, God, make a change. You know,
because you can't sit in it silently.
You can't sit in it.
Kind of like,
because we talk about stuff so often. We like, oh, and I'm like, girl, like but you're not doing nothing.
yeah.
Like, and also in this sort of evolution and journey, like, stop complaining about stuff. Like, you are not a tree. You can move.
Yeah. Ooh, come on, trees.
You
Y'all better get up and move.
You
I
can
heard
move. Because
I
too
felt
often
some
we like
girlfriends
wallow in some things, and it's like, girl, like, why?
Yes.
Move.
Yes.
You're not no tree.
You can change.
You can change.
Yes.
What's that Misty Copeland quote? Like, no matter how old you are, how late it is, you can make a change. Like, it's never too late. You're never too old. Like,
Absolutely.
you just have to make the decision and then put action behind it.
Yes.
Literally put one foot in front of the other. And so I started training with my trainer, Robert Brace. Lost 20 pounds in 28
How
days.
did you find him?
20
Did you already
pounds
have
in
no?
28
28 days breaks down into 8 weeks because it's like 4 days a week when you work out, but it's still 8 weeks, 20 pounds.
That's a lot.
I had a show called, ironically, Kela Walker Hates Working Out.
I love it.
Yes, it was the fitness series that I did, and I got to be like authentically myself because I literally hated working out, and I would try all these cool workouts in the city, and I'd be like, "This is some BS. What is this? Like, oh my God, my brows are sweating." Like, and so I had did a 4-minute workout with him on that show. And so he had did a program back in the day called 25 Lean, where he was working with a lot of influencers and bloggers and helping them get fit and in shape in like 25 minutes. That's all you needed to like lose weight. So I was like, well, what's this about? And so years later, I was like, okay, I remember this guy. Let me work out with him. And me being me, pitched it with Centric TV. It was a series called Snatched, where again, like, I took the journey to lose this weight and get snatched.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I would be very honest about it on Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat was my place where I would go to and unfiltered, raw, all my inside thoughts out loud. It's a judge-free zone. I'm liable to say anything. Don't hold me responsible. What happens on the snap stays on the snap. If you screenshot some, I'm going to block you. Like, that was Snapchat. And I would be over there like, this is hard because I had to give up alcohol. And you know, in the industry, you go to all these open bar events. Alcohol's flowing. It's free.
Good drinks too.
Good drinks. Good drinks. I had to fake it and get seltzer water with some mint and lime, a little fojito action. Because I was like, listen, I'm trying to get snatched. But like, I would share all of that on Snapchat, and people were really inspired by that journey. And also, again, doing the work.
Yeah.
We talk about, but like when you're doing the work and when you see like, oh, but the work pays off.
Yes.
And so in sharing that, people are like, oh my gosh, I want to work out with you. I want to work out with your trainer. I want to, like, how can we do this? And so after maybe like after I lost the weight and we started like doing a couple of classes, we turned it into Slay for Life. And Slay we say it all the time, like, yes, girl, you slayed that. Like, you did it. But Slay for us stands for start loving all of yourself. And once you start to love all of yourself, you see that so many other things fall into place. You know, so whether it's the physical with the fitness, it's professional, it's personal, like everything will come into place. And so, and we also want to encourage women, because that was 2 years ago that I started working out, and I'm still doing it now. Also want to encourage women that it's not just, a lot of times we do it when it's like, oh, summer's coming, let me get this body right, or let me fit this dress, but it's not a destination, it's a journey. And when you make it a lifestyle, as Slay for Life is, you'll see that, like, oh man, I don't have to go work out a season, but like, you find things that you like and you enjoy and make you want to work out all the time. You take your great girlfriends and you do a healthy hangout. We're going to go to, a little cycle class, and we're going to get some salads afterwards. We're going to skip happy hour and do a healthy hangout. Right. So it's, exactly. And so really showing women that it's a lifestyle, and also that Black women specifically, and I know Great Girlfriends is not just for like women of color, it's for all women, but you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Too often, wellness is white, and it's, we all have to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
And so that's really important that I'm trying to share with people, to take care of yourself, because you can't take care of anyone else without taking care of yourself.
What she say? Living heart healthy. She's in her 40s. You remember her?
Yes, I remember that.
seriously,
Yes,
because
that
at
series
one
on the lady
point-
who was like, I'm 40.
Right.
Mhm,
I'm living
mhm.
my heart. I'm living my best life. But at
Yeah.
one point, we were the leading class of people affected by heart disease.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to be heart healthy. You're
Absolutely.
right about
Absolutely.
that. I want to know some of the things that you consider your signature. Like, I call it your signature lipstick. Because
Yeah, I always have a red. I have a bold lip.
Your red
I
lip.
do not have a red lip at 642. Simple up here lying on me, because at 642, I got on a
Cute.
turban, I got on some sunglasses, and I got a hoodie, and I'm just on the way.
An hour later.
Now, an hour later, after I done slayed for life in my fitness class, I'm going to slay the rest of my day. Yes.
I love, but there are things that that are your signature.
Yes.
Every woman should have their signatures. What are some of your signatures?
My signatures are definitely my lip.
Okay.
I think my signature is also my hair.
Mhm.
Like whatever I'm wearing, because a lot of times, listen, I'm in the weave. I'm on the track team. So, whatever you get is what you got. If you got a middle part, that's what you're going to have for the next 3 months. Okay?
Did you say you on the
Track team all day. I'm the captain of that bad boy. I got like 4 bundles up in here. But like, if you got a side part, you got a side part.
You got a side part.
If you got a
And
middle
that's
part, you
it.
got a middle part. But so my hair, I feel like, is a signature for me and how I wear it. And also my style. Like, people will send me stuff all day, be like, oh my God, this is so you. This is so you. And I'll be like, thanks, like suggesting clothes to me. But I feel like my style is very much my signature. Also my scent, unbeknownst to many, because obviously if you haven't met me, but I've been saying, like, I have people that be like, oh my gosh, I just smelled this. Is Kela in the room? And I'll be like, hi, I'm here.
Love it.
Yeah. So my scent is
Yes.
really, that's also something that I get from my mom. It's like very personal to me.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
What about your character? What's some signature? They meet Kayla, they go, well, one, you energize me. I'm going to say that.
I love that.
You do. You have a zest for life. You completely energize the room.
It's so
And
funny.
you bring that every time.
You know what's crazy is because like any producer I work with, or like when I'm in my hosting seat, like they'll see it go on and off. They're like, oh my gosh, hi guys, how are you? And then I'm literally like, drop.
Right.
Like, because I
Yeah.
reserve that. Like, it's like as soon as that camera goes on, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Wonderful. This is going to be great. Let's talk about it more. Yes, yes, yes. And then the camera goes off and it's like, so what do you want me to do next?
Yes.
What's the next line?
Yes.
And that's like I love just being on my couch watching episodes of SVU. Like, no one knows that kind of stuff, because that's like, how do you share that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you share that on social media? But my character, it's so funny because my sister will call me corny, and she's, oh my God, you're so corny. And I'd be like, I like to call myself quirky. Thank you.
Love that.
So I think I'm very quirky. I love like stupid Laffy Taffy jokes. Like, why did the reporter go into the ice cream shop? To get the scoop. I love that stuff. I love Laffy Taffy
That
jokes.
is
Oh my
You're
God.
a great auntie. I'm going to drop my
That is
kids
simple all
I
day
love
She
it.
does this look to me all day.
Oh my gosh, I love
love
it.
a good
If
whack joke.
if I could
I love
think of
them.
another one on top, I would. Oh my gosh, I love those whack jokes. Like the ones that just make you be like, let me think. Yes, this is a brain game.
teaser.
Yes.
I
I love those. But I just love to like laugh and hang out with my friends. Oh, with characters. So quirky. I'm a Cancer, and I am a Cancer true and true. And not that I really follow zodiac signs, but I do think there is something to be said about people that are born around the same time of the year. And so I am moody. I know it. Like I don't really rock with you right now, but you my good girlfriend. I just need you to be in the room over there on the chair, but we don't need to talk. Like,
Yes.
I'm not in the mood for you right now, but I need you to be here. Like, I'm that girl. Like, I'm that girl versus
And I
like,
love you.
right. I love you, but I'm not here for you right now, but I just need you to be here for me. Like, that's me.
Yes.
True and true. I'm a true and true Cancer. And what else is my character? I just like having fun.
You are consistent. You
I-
are
I-
one of the
seriously.
most consistent
I try to be.
people
I try to be.
know.
Consistency is key.
You are
Yeah.
consistent.
Well, that's 'cause
I
it's
mean, like in
honest to you.
everything.
It's
Right.
You are
authentic.
consistent.
Yeah,
Like
I try
I
to be
could have met the
consistent.
same you. What I don't even know. When I met you like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It is the same. Kayla
Oh, that
Walker.
warms my heart. I am happy to know that.
Consistent.
Yes, I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, yes, I am
Mhm.
consistent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've been managing your character. And
Yeah.
your reputation is
Yeah.
taken care of.
Oh,
I love
hey,
it.
hey, come
You
on,
make
words.
that thing come
Come on.
alive.
Come on.
I'm serious.
I
Kayla,
love that.
one piece of advice for our great girlfriends who are listening, because I feel like we can talk to you forever, but
No.
one piece of advice for our great girlfriends who are looking to do something that feels like it's bigger than themselves.
Yeah, and it's something that I say a lot, and it's something that I believe true and true. Do not nitpick your goals and your dreams.
Ooh.
Because again, that idea of perfectionism, idealism, you can be like, oh, but I need to do a little bit more of this and a little that. Like, don't nitpick it. Just go forth and do it, and you will learn in the process. There will be trial and error, but you will be all the more stronger by just starting in the end. So don't nitpick it, because we just do that too much. Like, oh, but I just need this one more thing, and it's like, girl, just do it. Just launch. Just start. Just start. And take it one day at a time. Don't nitpick it.
I
Yes.
love that.
So for those of our listeners that aren't already following you and keeping up with you,
What you doing, girl?
I'm
Girl,
telling them.
follow me,
They-
please and
They
thank
probably
you.
been searching. They're like, how you spell Kayla?
I
How you
know,
spell-"
right?
So help them out. Get
Yes,
them connected on
there's an
social.
accent over the E. It sounds like a Kayla, but it's spelled with a Kela. So it's Kela Walker, and across all social media from Twitter, Instagram. You know, if you do the Pinterest thing, I'm on there too.
Are you on Pinterest?
I'm on
I
Pinterest.
love it.
I ain't
Okay.
pinning, but I'm on there. You gotta own all parts of
Right.
the internet. You gotta own your real estate
That's
on
right.
every social media aspect and just online in general. But it's Kayla Walker.
Kayla Walker. And then your website is kaylawalker.com.
Yes, it's pretty outdated. Just follow me on Instagram.
Get on social.
Listen,
follow
get me
her
on
IG
social.
Stories. They're the best.
God forbid that something happens tomorrow with wait, first of all, Brandon's trying to take a picture. The screen is dirty. That's another tip. If y'all gonna be taking pictures out here, make sure your screen is clean. Clean your screen.
I love it. Kayla, thank you so much, y'all. I'm telling you, Kayla is a bright light. She is a burst of energy. She's
Thank
like
you,
a sun,
thank
a
you.
starburst.
And
Wow.
she's going to be at the Great Girlfriends
Yes.
Conference June 21st and 22nd.
Be there.
Yes, you have to be there. Kayla, our conference, no lie, and I'm not being biased, it is like my favorite conference.
I'm looking
so
forward
much
to it.
fun.
I've
Yeah, it's
been
so
trying to
much
do it in
fun.
the years past, but like something else has been going on. So I'm
It's-
happy to be here in town, available, ready
I'm
to
so
talk to the
excited.
great girlfriends.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Yes. All right. Thanks.
We could not end this podcast without thanking our amazing husbands.
Yes, thank you, Kwaku.
And thank you so much, Rich Daniel.
And our beautiful children, thank you, Sam and Dylan.
And thank you, Miss Sky Daniel.
And thank you to all of you great girlfriends for trusting us as your go-to source for everything life, love, and laughter.
You can check us out on our social, on Instagram,
The Great Girlfriends,
on Twitter,
_great GFS,
and on Facebook.
The Great Girlfriends.
And please make sure that you join our Facebook group, which is over 16,000 women strong.
Absolutely. And make sure you listen every single Wednesday on iTunes, Spotify, Podcast Bean, Podcast Republic, Google Play, and every other podcasting service.
Absolutely.
Be sure to post your questions, share with your friends, keep listening, and keep being a great girlfriend. I'm Sybil,
And I'm Brandon.
and we're signing off.
Peace.
Peace.